Something that has me so excited about the 3.0 update is that there's still a lot of mysteries and unanswered questions that we have about it. Despite the official trailer doing a good job of relaying all of the major information that we needed to know, there's still a lot of unanswered questions. And I don't know about you, but I love a good mystery, so in this video we're going to be taking a look at some of those 3.0 mysteries and unanswered questions and trying to answer them the best we can before the update drops. I've specifically gone through my comment sections on my 3.0 videos to find some of the top questions I've seen about the 3.0 update, so this should be a lot of fun. Leave a like on the video to support the content, and let's jump straight into this. Now, let's start off with one that I don't think is going to impact the game too much, but it's still something that Nintendo did not answer within the 3.0 update trailer, and that is exactly what Leila does in the new hotel. What is her in-game functionality this time around, as she did have one back in Animal Crossing New Leaf? Well, we know that Grams will help sell you the items that you can get at the hotel with the special currency. We know Leilani basically runs the entire hotel and will help you decorate those rooms, but how about her daughter Leila? What does she do? Well, back in Animal Crossing New Leaf, you could actually play supermarket with Leila. Effectively, she would buy items for you on the Tortimer's Island for 5% of their actual pricing, which is kind of hilarious. So there wasn't really much of a purpose to it, although it could have been a good way to get a little bit of extra money from items that you weren't able to bring back from the island, say you'd filled up your storage. But of course, this time around, there is no Tortimer's Island, you're just on your main island, so I can't really see what the point of having her buy your items would be. Of course, they could just keep this feature in as a fun little callback to Animal Crossing New Leaf, and of course she probably gets bored staying in the hotel all day, so it makes sense that you'd play supermarket with her. But I do kind of wonder if this time around she might serve the functionality to allow us to access things like our storage. I don't know exactly how they would explain that in-game, but then again, Tortimer can do that over on Harv's Island, so I feel like it would make sense if she could do something like that with the hotel, just so we can easily access our items and put things away that we've purchased. It's also entirely possible that she might just do absolutely nothing and just sit there and have some fun dialogue, and that's completely fine too. I'm happy that Cappen's entire family is back in this update. Regardless of whether every member has some useful functionality or not, I just think it's great they're all back, and it's good to have more special characters back in Animal Crossing New Horizons, honestly. I think we can basically conclude with this one that she'll either have her functionality from New Leaf, or she'll just be some extra dialogue. It's unlikely she'll be some crazy new secret feature. Now, briefly moving away from the hotel feature, we know that Nintendo is adding bulk crafting finally with the 3.0 update, as well as the ability to craft using items that are in your storage. But one thing that they did not answer or show off within the trailer is, will they also be adding in the ability to do bulk cooking and cook using materials from your storage? Now, whilst they didn't answer this, I think we could pretty much safely say yes, this will be a thing in the 3.0 update. After all, it would be very odd if they decided to add bulk crafting and then they didn't introduce bulk cooking as well, given both of the features are pretty much identical, they're the same thing almost. But still, it is something that hasn't been officially confirmed yet. I know a lot of people have been speculating whether you'll just be able to bulk craft for creating the items that you send off with Kappen to get the hotel tokens, but that definitely isn't the case. We can see the bulk crafting being done on a totally separate part of the island on a crafting bench. They're not just going to lock that feature for the items you want to craft for Kappen. They've definitely added it as an improvement so you can bulk craft whenever and wherever you want, which I think is really great. And I'm really hoping they have extended that to cooking as well. Cooking is something that I don't do too often in Animal Crossing New Horizons, and I feel like I would be much more incentivized to do it if they added this in as a feature. Now let's go back to the hotel feature for a moment. We know that hotel guests can come stay at the hotel on our island. These are villagers who aren't currently living on our main island, and there are a lot of mysteries about this at the moment. For example, one of them is, how do hotel guests actually appear? Do they randomly show up in the lobby of the hotel and then you can recruit them to have a room if you want to? Perhaps we could find them somewhere like on the Kappen Islands that we go and visit. That would tie in nicely to the fact that it's his family running the hotel. Or maybe we could even see them wandering around our own island and recruit them like that. That would be pretty cool. Well, unfortunately at the moment we don't have an answer to that. Originally, I assumed that hotel guests could be seen wandering your island before you recruit them to come stay at the hotel. but it seems like it's actually the opposite, where they will be wandering around your island after they're staying at the hotel, which I do think is a really cool feature, but it does make you wonder how we recruit these guests to begin with. Personally, I would absolutely love the Cap and Island thing. I think that would improve the feature so much, as they get pretty boring once you've seen them all. So if there was a chance to find a hotel guest that you could recruit to come and stay at the hotel on a Cap and Island, I think that would be really neat and would give you a reason to check them out each and every day. It would also be pretty fun if you just found them randomly walking around the island too, and then you could recruit them like that. I'd really like that. However, I'm leaning more towards them just appearing in the hotel lobby, and that's how you'll recruit them. Still, that will give us a reason to keep checking out the hotel every day, so I do think this is a really neat feature. Another question related to these guests is, how long do they stay at the hotel? Are they there permanently like they are with their special rooms in Happy Home Paradise, or do they rotate in and out? Can they leave? Personally, I'm hoping they're not permanent. I think it'd be a lot more fun if hotel guests came and went, just like with the campsite, but not every single day. I think it'd be much better if it was weekly, so they could have a chance to explore our islands and interact with things like a tourist would. I just feel like it won't be that realistic, which I know sounds a bit ironic for Animal Crossing since it's not a realistic game, but I just don't feel like it'll be that realistic for the island if the hotel guests just stay forever. I'm sure there'll be a way to kick them out if you want to, which is pretty funny. You won't have to stick with the same ones, but still, I'm hoping it's something that happens naturally. I think that'd be a lot more fun. I also do wonder if the special NPC guests will be able to wander our islands too, because that would be incredibly cool. We know that the regular villager guests can wander around our island after they've been invited to the hotel, which I think is a great new feature that'll make our islands feel a lot more lively. But if special NPCs could do this, that would be crazy. For example, imagine inviting Gracie to come stay at the hotel, and then you could just have her wandering around your island checking things out, and you can interact with her and get new dialogue. I'd absolutely love that. That would be so good, and it'd technically be a first for Animal Crossing, as we haven't really had NPCs wandering our islands without an actual purpose, really. At least not to this extent anyways. I feel like it's probably just going to be the villagers that can wander around, but I certainly hope that the special NPCs can too. That would be so great. I also want to note that there is some evidence that this would be possible, as the programming for special characters to just randomly wander your island already exists. This can be seen with Harvey, for example, and you can technically keep him there wandering forever if you want to. He'll just wander around aimlessly, hoping to catch your attention before you talk to him for the first time, so this shows that this feature would be a possibility within 3.0, it's just whether Nintendo wants to do it or not. So we can conclude that this would be possible, it's just whether it will happen. Finally, how many items are being hidden within the 3.0 update? Well, we know for a fact that there are a lot of hidden items that are still coming that have yet to have been revealed by Nintendo. We can kind of subtly see these off screen on the list of items that they showed for the hotel and also some of the collaborations too, so we know for a fact that there are a lot, we just don't know how many. We also don't know if they've added any new items just generally to the game, like through crafting recipes, or perhaps in Nook's Cranny. Something they have done with pretty much every content update in Animal Crossing ever. So I am really curious to see how many hidden items there will actually be, and I can't wait for this question to be answered. So far, well over 100 unique items, not including variations that have been customized, have been discovered. So it really makes me feel like there could be a lot more. If we're counting customizations, then there'll be well over 1,000 new items already to enjoy, which is super exciting, and that's not including hidden ones. So definitely something that I hope we learn about soon. I can't wait to see how many hidden items there'll be within the update. With this one, we can factually conclude that there are a good amount of hidden items we're yet to see. We're just waiting on that exact number. So what are some of the questions and mysteries that you want to solve about the 3.0 update? Let me know in the comment section down below. If you made it to the end of the video, be sure to comment Bob's Gang so I know you did. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe and turn on notifications for more. I want to give a huge shout out to all of my channel members. If you want to help support my content and get rewarded for doing so, consider clicking the join button below or the link in the description to become a channel member.